Hello guys, welcome to my channel where we break down government actions, analyze leadership decisions, and explore how politics, governance, and policies impact your everyday lives. Today, I'll be breaking down Nigeria's biggest tax overhaul in decades, taking effect from January 1st, 2026. I'll be explaining the value-added tax VAT, personal income tax, and capital gains tax changes. Who wins, who loses, and why the MoU signed by Nigeria with France's revenue agency has caused so much debate online among Nigerians. If you are new to my channel or you have not subscribed, please help subscribe to my channel, so that will be a form of encouragement for me to bring you more informative videos. Without wasting your time, let's dive in. Nigeria signed the Nigeria Tax Act 2025, part of a huge reform replacing the old laws like VAT Act, Personal Income Tax Act, and Capital Gains Tax Act into modern system effective January 1st, 2026. There are key changes and numbers that you must know. 1. Value-added tax. The tax stays at 7.5%, so there is no hike. More items are now zero rated, which means zero tax on those items, such as basic food, not your Mr. Big's basic food, healthcare, school fees, public transport, residential rent, electricity, which means this will lower the burden on goods and services tax for everyday Nigerians. 2. Personal income tax, PIT. The new Personal Income Tax Act is now progressive, which means as you earn more, so also you pay more in taxes. This is designed so that everyone in the country can pay their fair share. In the past, the government employees or people in private or corporate world have been shouldering the responsibility of paying taxes in Nigeria. But with the new tax, everyone who is earning legitimate income will have to pay their fair share of taxes. And this design also helps the low-earning workers, people earning below 800,000 basically per annum, will have more disposable income in their pocket. Capital gains tax is now up to 30% from 10% for companies, which is a big change. Capital gain tax for an individual will be calculated as if it's a personal income tax. So we're going to be applying the progressive band for income tax to capital gain tax. What is capital gain tax exactly? So for instance, you have a property. Let's say you have shares, crypto, or let's say a landed property, personal to you. And when you acquire that property, you acquired the property at about, let's say, 100 million naira. So over the years, it has appreciated and it's now 120 million when you are selling it. After it's sold, you have to pay tax on 20 million naira because your initial investment in that property was 100 million naira. So you take away your initial investment, which is 100 million naira, because you sold the property at 120 million. So 20 million will be your gain, and you have to pay tax on that. So whatever tax you pay on that 20 million naira is called capital gains tax. So that's where the capital gain tax comes from. Small businesses relief. Small companies with less than or equal to 100 million naira turnover every year are exempt from company income tax, capital gains tax, and some other levies, which is a win for startups. So Nigerians should start forming companies all over the place so that they can take advantage of this uh, exemption from all these taxes. As you can see, not everything is more expensive. Low income earners get relief on essentials like food and rent. What's good about the new tax law? It's fairer, which means richer people pay more in taxes proportionate to their wealth. Zero tax on basics, which means less inflationary stress on poor families. Small business tax relief, which encourages entrepreneurship. Like I said earlier, Nigerians should start forming business all over the place. The new tax law is clearer. It has clearer rules. So modern systems replacing dozens of old rules. This law also broadens the tax base, which means companies and others will now pay their fair share into education, security, infrastructure, and other amenities that the public needs. What's not so great about the tax law? Small investors will feel the heat. Higher capital gain tax would reduce the earnings from shares or properties. Compliance burden. Obviously, there will be more paperwork to do, maybe monthly filings and penalties for mistakes. Also, people fear the misuse of revenue. If tax money isn't transparently spent, then resentment within the public grows. Let's address the big drama online. The MoU Nigeria signed with tax authorities in France. Here is the fact. The Federal Inland Revenue Service signed a cooperation agreement with tax authority in France to modernize and digitize our tax system and also share best practices. FIRS says the MoU does not give France access to Nigerian taxpayer data or system. It's technical assistance only. However, there are critics with different views. Some say it could undermine data sovereignty or opens door to foreign influence over Nigeria's tax data. Opposition political groups demand that MoU be published or cancelled, arguing that national security must come first. Basically, people fear the loss of control over their tax details. Nigerian government says that the data governance law in Nigeria will still be enforced. I think what we should be demanding here is transparency and not fear-mongering. So, there you have it. Nigeria's new tax law explained. Who benefits? Who might get hurt? Why the MoU with France is controversial? The fact and the fiction. Here are my personal view. Let's allow the tax law to go into effect on the 1st of January as government has planned. Let's embrace what works, and what is not working, we can tweak it to make it better. There will be a lot of opportunities that will be created based on this tax law. There will be many jobs for accountants and tax professionals. So we need to start looking at the multiplier effect of this new tax law. It's long overdue. I know nobody likes to pay tax, but it's a duty that we all have to do. pay your fair share, and demand accountability on what government is doing with your taxes. This is what I think Nigerians should do. Drop a comment with your question about the new tax law. I will answer the top 10 questions if we get up to that in the next video. Before then, subscribe, stay safe, be blessed, and pay your taxes. Thanks for watching.